black dress don't 신선하게 원옥주 홍대 춤춰 추골 같이 I know your friends 해 불러 올래 어두만은 내 삶 Little black dress don't 신선 I came on here to talk about KeKe Palmer and Darius Jackson's volatile relationship. This is sad to hear. It's very sad to hear.
Shocking allegations of domestic abuse from popular TV personality KeKe Palmer. The former host of GMA3 and the game show Password has been granted a temporary restraining order against her ex-boyfriend. Darius Jackson is the father of her 8-month-old son. The actress, who famously showed off her belly bump when she appeared on SNL, submitted shocking images to the court, taken from surveillance video, including this one of her being thrown over the back of a sofa, his hand around her throat.
That right there was shocking because we were fresh off of talking about her and Usher at the Usher concert. Everything had died down from this Usher concert, right? This shit was shocking. It's embarrassing. It's shocking. She feels as though he will harm her and the baby. Allegations of him harming the baby or trying to harm the baby and her standing in the way. And a lot of people say, why didn't she leave? She's the same human being as any other female who is in a relationship in which they have fallen in love with a person and that person turns out to be a monster. And you don't know what direction to go. You don't know what to say. You're afraid. You're embarrassed. You're a public figure. You don't know what to do. And I understand that you have all of these resources, but you also understand that this person may help, this person may hurt your family. She knows the stories of people getting killed because of a person. I don't understand why we think just because she's rich that she's supposed to do something special beyond what any normal average woman would do in that situation. And I get it. A lot of people say, oh, she should leave. She shouldn't have put up with that. You never know what you'll put up with until you're there. You never know. She could have told someone. She did tell someone. People knew. Her family knew. Her mother knew. His brother knew. People she worked with knew. They knew. They just didn't know the extent. They just see, it's a different story when people tell you, oh, he slapped me. And the first thing people say is, what did you do to make him slap you? What did you do to make him get that angry? A lot of people ask that question. See, I ain't one of them people. I'm one of those people that say, you need to pack your bags. Are you ready to leave him? If you're not ready to leave him, then there's nothing to say, okay? That's the only answer that you can give to this person. That's the only answer anybody could have gave to KeKe because her mother knew, her father knew. He threatened all of them. And yet and still she stayed because of fear. Because not only would he attack, or she was afraid he was going to attack her, but he would attack her family members. And and apparently she knew he was way beyond help, and she didn't believe she could get help. Okay, it was only until he started to escalate his craziness, I'll say, against Leo that she said, I could not do it anymore. And you see, according to her, they broke up in October, and he breaking into her apartment, throwing her around on a couch, punching her, doing all these kind of crazy things. Everybody has seen those pictures. Those pictures are not doctored. Those pictures ain't from last year. Those pictures ain't from 2 years ago. It don't matter when they're from. And ain't no horseplay or nothing else. It doesn't matter when they came. They came. Now, the only thing we can do is make sure that this person doesn't get around her and they have supervised visits with Leo. She said in her statement that he would talk crazy to her, to the baby in front of her. Your mama ain't shit. Your mama ain't this. Your mama ain't that. A lot of people do that to their children. They make their children their weapons against the female that they want to get involved or were involved with. And women do the same thing too. That's the problem. A lot of people are not ready to be in relationships. A lot of people will never be ready to be in relationships because they don't have the This is what we mean when we say you need to have emotional maturity. You need to be able to manage your emotions. You need to be able to manage other person's emotions in a relationship and act accordingly. Apparently, he doesn't know how to do that. And KeKe was tired of trying to manage that kind of thing. Okay? This is a fact. This right here is a fact, and I'm going to say it. A lot of you women, and maybe some men, I don't know. A lot of you women are 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes away from meeting your maker. A lot of women are in the same situation. Don't know where to go. She's rich and she couldn't get help. She couldn't figure out how to get out of it because she had fallen for this person, and then this person turned into a monster. And usually that's how it is. But when a person is invested, the person turns into a monster. And she didn't know where to go and how to go. You can have all the money in the world. It makes no difference. When you are emotionally invested in a person and that person says to you, I will eliminate your entire family if you leave me, or I will break my own self off. When you leave me, you hesitate to leave. And this is what she did. And the fact that he says anything about a gun will frighten or will paralyze a human being who is not used to being around guns like that. Branding a weapon to a person will freeze them. Even saying the word will make a person freeze in their thought processes, in their actions against you, if that is presented to them. And I see here, she said, striking her and grabbing her around her neck and threatening to kill himself. This would make me hesitate too, but it wouldn't stop me, because I understand this is a tactic, but she's young and she probably never experienced anything like this before. She didn't know what to do, how to do, where. Okay? I'm saying a lot of you women are in the same predicament right now, scared to move, scared to say anything. This is why I have an issue when a man says, you ain't gonna wear that, you ain't wearing that, you ain't doing this, you ain't doing that. The minute a man says that to me, that's a red flag. And that's a brick that I start building in a wall against you. Okay? And this is how the relationship between KeKe and him developed. He would love bomb her, like most men who do this. Be volatile 1 minute and then loving the next. He would love bomb her and she would fall back into it. She would fall back into it. love bomb, fight, love bomb, fight, until she built up enough strength. Every time they would fight, every time he would say something crazy, every time he would talk to Leo crazy, every time he would mishandle Leo, she would put a brick in the wall that would separate her and Leo from Mr. Jackson. And she built up enough bricks. He did it enough times where she built up enough bricks where she could stand behind the wall and say, I'm safe enough to go to the police. And that's what happened. That's why she didn't do it in the beginning, because she wasn't feeling safe enough to do it. He did not do it. She did not build up enough bricks in the wall between her and Mr. Jackson for her to feel safe. She felt safe enough to go to the police uh, this week. She thought he would just leave her alone. She didn't understand that he was on another scale of crazy. Because if they broke up in October and he broke into her house, that means he's criminally minded. He's criminally minded enough to hurt her and Leo. And so therefore she had enough resistance to him. She built up enough resistance in October to separate. But now she had been separated from him for a month and a half. She felt confident enough to go to the police. That's why she didn't go before. That's why most women don't go before. They don't have the confidence. Their ego, their self-esteem is so beat into the ground by this person, and they still have the fear that they can't go to the police right then. Some women can do it immediately. And a lot of people say, well, why didn't she go immediately? What was she doing? She must have liked getting hit. She must have liked all of that. No. Some of us have to build a wall from the things that you do, from the indiscretions that you do. We have to build a wall before we can resist you, because the love bombing and everything else comes so bad. Yeah, she was torn. She had Leo. She didn't want to be another statistic of a black single mother being out without their father. Hollywood presenting this to the world. All of these things were rained down on that girl. Okay, on a woman. I'm sorry, rained down on KeKe that she was thinking about, on top of the fact that she didn't feel safe. But the minute it was clear that he was going to do something to Leo, she went to the police. And that's what my issue is. When you're in a situation where someone is going to hurt you, there's choices that you can make or don't make. You can stay or not stay. These are your choices. But when a child is involved and the person starts to threaten your child, that's when it's no longer a decision to be made. That's when the decision to leave is the right decision, regardless of whether they say they're going to kill themselves or not. I don't care if you put a gun in your mouth right now in front of me. After you threaten my kids, it's over. And I don't care what you do after that. And that's where she got to, the point where she got to, where she said, Leo is in trouble and I can't allow this. So for all you people out there who kept saying, oh, it ain't you, those videos are doctored, blase, woo woo. She presented these things to the court. She presented these pictures to the court. These weren't just any old kind of pictures. She presented these to the court where he slammed her on the stairs. He slammed her on the stairs. What if she would have had Leo in her arms? What if he would have hurt Leo? That's what she's saying. She's saying, I have to go. It's over. It's done. And thank goodness she's safe. Or let's hope she's safe. I'd hire the biggest bodyguards and I'd tell him every time you see him, throw his ass on the ground. Every time you see him, throw his ass on the ground and cuff him and lead his ass to the police every time you see him. Okay? And I don't care whether he's a black man or not. He's going to jail because he's trying to hurt me and Leo. That's exactly what I would do every time you see him. You throw his ass to the ground, put cuffs on him, and take him to the jail. Okay? Because I don't want to see him. She has to build up enough resistance to this person in order to stand firm. Okay? And she needs people to do this. She has enough money where she can say, hey, I need to hire me some people to keep him away from me and to keep him away from my family. If that's what's needed, that's what's needed. But he brought this on himself by losing his fucking mind. He slammed her on that. You saw that video. He slammed her on the stairs because she had shown him a bikini pic the day before about her losing weight and getting herself back into shape. She showed him a bikini pic of her doing a photo shoot. And he ranted, and after that, she said he ranted and raved all night long about her being not a good woman, a whore, a slut, or whatever, all night long. And in the morning, when she came down the stairs, he grabbed her up by the neck and slammed her on the stairs. That's the picture that you're seeing. That is what he did. Okay? There ain't no way anybody would want to do that. Why would she want to do that to her man? If that's her man, that's not her man anymore. And this is what he did to her. And she's right to walk away. It don't matter what she said, what she did, how she acted, what she wore, whether she slid up against Usher or not. Nobody has a right to put their hands on another human being. I don't care what they did. It's a lot of you degenerates out there who believe tit for tat. But I don't believe in tit for tat. And I don't believe she struck him in any damn way. Did anything. It don't matter what she say. She can call him any kind of name. You're supposed to hold your male frame and walk away. You're supposed to walk away. If she's being abusive to you, you're supposed to walk away. But he didn't. And my thought pattern keeps saying, what did he do after she came from that Usher concert? What did he do after she came from that Usher concert? She probably ain't said that, but she did say she was attacked multiple times. Okay? So you can imagine what he did after she came from that concert. And all you lame motherfuckers out there who kept saying, oh, she's supposed to do what he said. He protecting his family. No, he's not. He's psychotic. And you all don't have any discernment. You all don't understand. Apparently, it's a lot of y'all out there that don't know how a relationship is supposed to be conducted. A relationship is not supposed to be conducted with highs and lows of fighting and arguing and caring. I'm not going to do it. I didn't do it when I was married to my husband. I ain't going back and forth with you. We're going to have a discussion, and we're going to have a logical discussion. And you ain't going to lose your temper over no bullshit. You're not going to lose your temper with me because of bullshit. And then I end up worried about whether you're going to put your hands on me. I ain't going to do it. But I understand how you young women can get pulled into that love bomb fight. Oh, this is the way you love. No, this is not the way you love. This is never the way you love. Once you get into a relationship, that shit's supposed to be easy because you have the person, you have the sex you want, you have the person you could talk to, you have the person to express your hurts, desires, and dreams to. You have all three of those things in a person that you're in a relationship with. Life should be easier then. It shouldn't be hard. You have those three things that you need to make a relationship work right there with a human being. At least you're supposed to. So a relationship should get easier, not harder. It should never be harder. Circumstances and things that happen outside of your relationship are hard, but the relationship shouldn't be hard. That's what most of you all are missing. Okay. Oh, it's supposed to be so hard. I'm supposed to be struggle. It's supposed to be struggle love. It ain't supposed to be struggle love. That's the dream people show. That's the dream people sold you all. It's never supposed to be hard. You have the person who's supposed to love you, who's supposed to walk beside you, who's supposed to accept you for who you are, standing beside you in a relationship. At least that's what it's supposed to be. So therefore, it should be easy to conduct a relationship. You either want to be with that person or you don't. Okay? These are all choices. Mr. Jackson made a choice to hurt KeKe. And then by hurting KeKe, hurt Leo in the process. We cannot have that. She cannot have that. That's why she left him. And a lot of you people say, well, she wasn't submissive enough. It has nothing to do with submission. Stop asking for something that you don't deserve. A woman only becomes submissive when you're deserving of it. You prove yourself to be deserving of it, and she's safe. She feels safe. And she couldn't be that way, not in this relationship, if he was whooping her ass from the beginning. And I don't know the extent of it. Nobody knows the extent of it except her. But I do know she had to build up the resistance to get away from him. That's how people leave. You get a resistance to it. Or something clicks into your head. He says, I'm threatening the baby. And then something clicks into your head and you say, I gotta go now. Because you're going to hurt Leo. I just feel like you're going to hurt Leo. I gotta go. Regardless of whether I love you or not, I gotta go too. And she was probably trying to rationalize and talk to him and tell him when he broke in this past Sunday or whenever he broke in this weekend, trying to talk to him. Look, me and you can't belong together. Blah, blah, blah. Trying not to set him off. But apparently he was set off because he threw her over the couch. And then he started to say crazy shit to her in front of Leo. So once he started saying stuff in front of Leo, started doing things in front of Leo, she was like, I'm done. This is it. And apparently she stuck to her word, but he also broke into her house, which basically means she's either going to have to leave or she's going to have to beef up her security in her house. Okay? But then again, that's not enough to keep somebody away from you if that's what they're going to do. And apparently he has mental issues. Okay? Because nobody goes this far in a relationship. Well, I digress. There's plenty of people that go this far. The problem is you don't want to put a black man in jail. I'm sorry, son. It's time for you to go to jail. Okay? Until you figure out that you don't put your hands and feet on a female and a child. Hitting me in front of our son and spewing profanities about me to our son. It's time to go then. A lot of you women are 1, 5, 10 minutes away from seeing the end of your life. You need to figure out a way to move on, to get out, to do what you need to do. I don't care whether you got 1, 2, 10, 5, 15 kids by this person. I don't care if you're the poorest person on the block. I don't care if you're poor as dirt. I don't care if you don't have no education. You better figure out a way to get out of this. Unless you want to deal with this forever. And a lot of you all deal with it forever. Okay? All I'm saying is you need to figure out a better way for you and your children. KeKe figured out a better way for her and Leo, and this is what's happening. And all of y'all out there talking about she need to stay with her man, she need to do this, that, and that other. Y'all look like stupid fools out there. because most of us knew something was going on after he made those statements about her and Usher, about her after the Usher concert. I knew he was something. I knew something was off then. We just didn't know how deep it was until now. But I knew something was off about that. I made a video about that. Don't ever change because somebody tells you to change. You change because you want to change. And the one thing you can't do is go around telling somebody what they can and cannot wear and how they can do it. That's not how a relationship is conducted. Like I keep forgetting that you people on the internet, a lot of y'all don't know how relationships are conducted because you've never been in one longer than a month or a week or a year. Come talk to me about relationships after you've been in one for 15 years or after you've been in one for 5 years or 10 years. Come talk to me then. Otherwise, the rest of y'all don't know what you're talking about. Okay? I've been in one for 30 years. I understand the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, all of that. That's why I got out of the relationship business, telling people about relationships, because you young people don't listen. You don't listen to what we have to say as older folks about how to conduct a relationship. Okay. All these newfangled, oh, we can't, all black men are this and all women are that. It's never like that. If you've never been in a relationship, you have nothing to say. You need to sit down. Stop taking advice from your girlfriend who got beat up 3-4 times by every boyfriend that she done had. Now all black men ain't no good. She got cheated on every black man she done got into a relationship with. Now black men ain't no good. Or she cheated on your boy 3-4 times. Not all black women ain't no good. Black women shot me down because they think they finer or they wear booty. They got booty implants and they got titty implants and all this. Now they think they better than me. So all black women ain't no good. I don't listen to people like that because you don't know what you're talking about. And a lot of people chimed in about this relationship with KeKe who didn't know what they were talking about. This is a volatile situation, and all things are not the same, and people do not respond the same. This is a sad situation that he turned out to be mental. But it's a good thing that she got away from him, especially since he was threatening Leo. And she felt like he was threatening Leo. Okay. And I'm Heathen Queen. Thank you.